All right, so today we're going to take a look at 11.1, practicing measures of center. So looking at this is our data set. This is the number of siblings of a group of students, and we need to find the mean, median, mode, and range. So we're going to go ahead and begin by finding we're going to start with the mean. So our mean is the arithmetic average. Our mean is also known as the X bar. So let's go ahead and figure that one out. So our X bar is equal to adding up all the numbers together and then dividing by whatever we have, and then dividing by the number of terms we have. So it's going to be 0 plus 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 plus 4 plus 2 plus 3 plus 5 plus 6 plus 11 plus 0 plus 0 plus 0. Okay, so it's a lot of pluses, a lot of spaces between numbers, many of which I ended up missing. So let's get this to look all nice. Let's take a look at it. All right, so we have all these numbers added together, and now we need to figure out, well, how many numbers do we have? Because we got to divide by the number of numbers we have. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So all of this divided by 14. But we actually need to calculate and figure out what we have on top. So I'm going to use a calculator to do that, which is off the screen. So we have 0 plus 1 is 2. Plus 3 is 6. Plus 4 plus is 8. And then we have 10, 17. Divided by 14, and we get, all right, so what we end up getting is 41 divided by 14, which ends up being approximately equal to, I'm going to use this squiggle because I'm going to round, approximately equal to 2.9. It's actually like 2.928 something, 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 but it's approximately equal to 14. So that's just the total number of siblings times the number of students, which is 14. So we have a mean of 2.9. It's just the arithmetic average, pretty straightforward. Now, what about, on the other hand, our median? Well, getting the median is a little bit more annoying because we actually need to order all the numbers from smallest to largest. So we're going to start with 0. How many zeros do we have? It looks like we have 4. So 1, 2, 3, and 4 zeros. After those zeros, we have 1, 1. So I'll put that down. And then it looks like we have 2 2s. And one thing that can make this a lot easier to do is as you're going, that was supposed to remain in black. As you're going, you can start crossing the numbers out. So we've gotten all 4 of our zeros. We got the 1, 1, and then we got 2 2s. And then it looks like we're going to have 2 3s. So let me go ahead and put those in. 3 and a 3. And then how many 4s do we have? Looks like we've got 1, 2 4s. All right, let me add those in. And then finally, what do we have left over here? We have 5, 6, and 11. So I'll go ahead and add those in. And once we've done this, we've got all of our numbers in order, but we still have not yet found the median. And the way that I usually find the median, if I'm not using some sort of software to just tell me what it is I start by crossing numbers off of each end so I can figure out what's exactly in the middle. So I cross off the 0, the first 0, and the 11 on opposite ends, and then the second 0 and the 6, the third 0 and the 5, the fourth 0 and the 4, and then a 1 and a 4, a 2 and a 3, and then finally, we're left with just 2 values in the middle here, 2 and 3. And in the event that you end up with 2 different values in the middle, and there's not just a single middle number, what we're going to do is we're just going to go ahead and average those 2 numbers. So we're going to do 2 plus 3 divided by 2, which is our median of this problem of 2.5. Now, You need to average the median when you have an even data set. So if you have an even number of numbers in your data set, then you're going to have to end up averaging. Sometimes you don't really even have to do an average. For example, if we had had an extra 2 in this data set instead of that 3, our middle two numbers would have been 2 2s, in which case we would have taken the average of 2 and 2, which is just 2. If we have an odd number of data points, like if we didn't have that 11 on the end, then we would have ended up crossing the 3 out and our mid data point would have been 2. So if you have an even number of data points, you're going to have to average them in the middle. Otherwise, you just end up finding the median, which is the exact number in the middle. In this case, we had to average 2 and 3 and got a median of 2.5. Now, finally, we're going to find the mode. And the mode is actually really easy to find once you've ordered the data from smallest to largest, because it's a lot easier to look at the data set and say what number appears the most times. And that would be 0. It is possible for you to have multiple different types of modes. Like it could have been possible that if, say, there had been 4 students that had 4 siblings, we would have had 2 modes of 0 and 4. In this particular example, we only had a mode of 0 because there was nothing else that had 4 data point entries. Typically, once you get beyond like 2 or 3 modes, you're probably going to want to start saying that there is no mode. But that'll depend on your data set, how big it is, and how valuable you think it is to mention an increasingly large number of modes. So you got to use some judgment there. But that's a quick practice of calculating the mean of a data set, the median, and finding the mode.